Stephen Cooley, and welcome to the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. We're very excited to have beautiful homes for sale in your area on today's show. We've got every home on the market available on our website at stephencooley.com, so visit us on the web. Also, if you've missed past shows and you want to see it or see one again, you can go to our website or our YouTube channel and watch the shows there. We really appreciate your viewing our show, and we'll be right back.
This presentation of the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show is sponsored by South Carolina Bank and Trust. We believe in South Carolina.
Hello, I'm Stephen Cooley, and welcome to Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. We've got beautiful homes on today's show for sale in your area. On today's show, we're visiting with Amy Falkenberry. As everyone knows, one of the buyer's agents here on the Stephen Cooley team, exclusively representing buyers and finding them great deals and great loan rates and all those fun things.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time to be a buyer, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And we were just talking before the show started that there's so many reality shows out there right now, and people seeing what's going on. And a lot of those reality shows on HGTV and things are based on homes and houses and house hunting and things like that. And so we just wanted to address some of those items today, and I'll get some buyer tips from you that really puts a buyer in a good position, and then I'm going to give some seller tips too, Amy. Right.
Well, the reality of it is buyers are still buying. There's a lot of supply out there, but there are a lot of buyers who understand that even though the $8,000 tax credit has expired, rates are historically low. And just as an example, we ran these numbers for a buyer the other day. A $150,000 house, if you get 4.5%, which a lot of buyers with good credit are getting today, versus the 7.5% they would have paid a few years ago, that saves $104,000 over the life of the loan in just interest.
Absolutely.
And $300 a month in their payment. So your interest rate is really important, and right now, they are historically low. So buyers understand what an advantage that is.
Yeah, those rates are about a full point lower than back when we had the tax credit. So in essence, that point difference, if you stay in the home, I think it's just about 3 years that makes up for the $8,000 tax credit, and then making money every month from the prices dropping. It's just a great time to buy a home.
It is, and we talk to buyers a lot about, lenders will offer the opportunity to buy down rates. There's a lot of ways to get to the rate that you're looking for, but that's something we certainly help buyers walk through as part of the process.
Absolutely, and let's point out just a recent change in the loan process about them checking credit, because people really need to understand that, and we've seen some folks not get their dream home because of this credit check, and they're doing it more than once.
Right, and one thing we do when working with buyers is we educate them about the process. Okay, you've been pre-approved, you know your credit score, we're under contract on a home, but we still have 30 to 45 days before we close. Don't go out and try to buy a new car. Don't go out and try to buy new furniture. You've got to remain credit worthy, and sometimes the numbers and the debt ratios are so tight, one extra ding on your credit could make the difference from whether or not you get to close on that home or not. And they will run your credit the day of closing. Right now, Fannie Mae is doing that. We feel like it'll trickle over into FHA and some other loan programs soon. So we're just advising everyone to make sure that you don't do anything to jeopardize your current credit score, especially once you're under contract.
And if your numbers are tight, it could just be going out and buying clothes or going on vacation or buying a couch or something like that may throw your debt ratios off. And again, they're checking it the day of closing and just canceling the deal.
Absolutely.
So you definitely want to watch that. Let's talk about homes on the market versus houses pending and the supply and demand right now.
Well, typically the numbers are higher in Rock Hill versus Fort Mill. We just have a bigger area to cover. But right now in Rock Hill, there's 984 homes on the market. 103 are pending. And what's interesting, we talk a lot about different price points and what this market's doing, but if your home is $400,000 or higher, right now there's 3 pendings with a Rock Hill address. And there's 89 available. So the different price points, those numbers extrapolate differently, but definitely in Rock Hill we've got a lot of homes on the market versus pending. In Fort Mill, 469 homes on the market, 58 pending. So homes are selling, just not to the degree that what we saw in the boom.
Absolutely, and we ran an ad just a few weeks ago in one of the local newspapers that showed how many homes we'd sold this year, and it was over 100. And I was just at the gas station, and a guy came up and said, "Thank you for running the ad. People think homes aren't selling, but homes are selling, and we're selling homes here out of our office very often, and we're getting buyers great deals, and sellers are still getting a buyer for their home and moving to their next location.
Right.
I think one of the difficulties and challenges with a seller is that when you're selling your personal home, your life is trapped.
Right.
Whether you're taking a new job or other things are changing about your lifestyle, you're trapped in the past until that property sells, and that's very difficult for a seller.
Yes.
I tell sellers that there's three things they need to look at when they're selling their home. There's three variables, and the first one is to make sure you list with a real estate company and a real estate agent that markets your home. Agents are now the ones marketing homes, not agencies. So you need to make sure you get a full-time professional realtor to represent you if you're a seller. And of course, here at the Stephen Cooley team, we have the largest marketing plan for our sellers in the Southeast, and we're still taking sellers on as clients. So if you're interested in having your home on the market, let us know. The second thing that a seller needs to make sure of is that the house. The house shows to the best of its ability. And we advise sellers on that. I'm a certified stager, but sometimes sellers just need to get their home clean, declutter, make it smell better, make landscaping better, and things like that. And so we come out and give them the advice to make that house show great. And the other thing that sellers have to do, say yes to showings.
Right. It's very hard sometimes as an agent because we like to be prepared. We like to schedule ahead of time. But oftentimes you have someone coming in from out of town. They've never driven through your neighborhood. And all of a sudden they decide that's the one for them. And they want to see other homes besides just the ones that we pulled from, from the internet or from MLS. So we try to give as much notice as possible. But sometimes just being able to let someone walk in the front door at their convenience is key to getting your home sold.
And of course, the third thing, we do a whole show on this and we have in the past, is pricing the home correctly. And you've got to price the home ahead of the market. In a declining market, you've got to price the home where the price should be a month from now, which is probably less than the price today. And so we're really advising sellers on those three things. And if sellers get all of those three things lined up and perfect, their house will sell. Amy, thanks so much for being on today's show.
Thank you.
Some great information for buyers and sellers out there. Please stay tuned. We've got beautiful homes for sale, and visit us on the web at StephenCooley.com. We'll be right back.